It was a dark and gloomy night. I was rewatching Madoka's Magica, because I'd been a huge fan of the series since it came out. Then I heard a knock on my door. I went to check. It was a package. I brought it inside because I thought it was something I bought. Then I saw a game in there called MADOKA.EXE. I didn't think that much of it. I've been a huge fan of this series for a long time now. Maybe they saw that I was a huge fan of the blogs and they sent me an unreleased game. I was excited to play it. I checked the disc. It looked really low quality. It had really bad artwork of Madoka and Homura, but Madoka wasn't smiling. She was frowning. I then took the CD and booted up the game. The starting screen looked pretty low quality. It looked like a bootleg. I sighed and said to myself, I guess I wasn't that lucky. And then I tried closing the game. It wouldn't let me close the game, and I couldn't take it out on my computer. I almost punched my computer, but I decided to play it. It booted up to a character screen. It had Homura, Mami, and Sayaka on the characters list. It looked creepy. I'm guessing someone sent it to prank me, right? I played Homura first, because it was the only selectable character. I am booted into the game. It looked a little bit like Sonic the Hedgehog. I then started walking forward. It looked normal. It was a really pink map, but then, the more I walked, the more darker it ended up becoming. I then started seeing dead people on the ground. Then Homura's face turned worried. And then I saw Madoka standing there. Then it turned into a cutscene, where Homura started walking to Madoka. Homura seemed a little bit glad. Then Madoka turned around to see her. Her eyes were hyper-realistic. They were bloody. Hyper-realistic blood. I almost threw up at the sight. It looked so real. Then she ran to Homura. I got booted into a new level. There was blood. And eyes everywhere. The level is called Run. Without hesitation, I started making Homura run. Then Madoka started chasing her. She was so fast. There was no chance for Homura to survive. I tried so hard, but eventually, Madoka caught her. And then I got booted to a text screen. Ready to try again? I was so scared. Was this a prank? But then I got booted back to the character screen. Homura was lying on the ground lifeless. Her eyes were gone. I jumped so hard I almost fell. I couldn't believe this. Then there was only 2 characters. The 2 characters looked a bit worried. I then selected Mami. It booted me to the witch realm. She seemed ready to fight the witch. I started walking forward hesitantly. Mami looked confused when I made it to the end. There was no witch in sight. Then Madoka appeared, and Mami looked shocked. I started then trying to hit Madoka over and over again. Madoka kept dodging. Then Mami gave up. She was just standing there. Then Madoka caught her. I got booted to a screen saying, she was too weak. Want to try again, mortal? I was starting to actually get worried. What is this game? I was then booted to the character screen again. The last character, Sayaka. I chose the character. I then booted into a train. I started walking forward again. There was then people appearing. They started saying mean things. Not to Sayaka, but to me. They knew everything about me. They kept insulting me. It hurt. But I kept going. Sayaka looked angry. At the end of the train, she saw nothing. I heard someone say to Sayaka, behind you. Then I looked behind, and I saw Madoka. She then threw Sayaka off the train while I was moving, and then she died. And then it took me to a text screen saying, looks like everyone died. It's your turn, Michael. I was so shocked. That was my name. Michael. How did she know my name? Then the text changed to, look behind you, Michael. I didn't look behind me. I screamed at the sight. I saw a Madoka plushie with black bloody red eyes on my sofa.